Yeah, I don't hide my excess skin. Hey, I earned this. Before I hid because I was huge. Why should I hide? Why should any of us hide just because someone else has an issue with some excess skin? Guess what? When we get older, we get saggy skin anyway. Mm-hmm. So I'm not going to hide just because someone has a problem with this. It's winter here at the moment, near the end of winter. But in summer, I'm going to wear a dress with a shoestring strap. I mean, I'm hot. I'm going to wear what I want. And if someone comments on my arms, guess what?
I'm here with Bae.
Yes, that's it.
And she is from Australia. Which part of Australia are you from?
Victoria, right down the bottom right.
So we have a Victorian here. And she started at around 525 pounds, and now she's down
585. Come on, get it right.
585 pounds. It's just so shocking that, the amount of weight that you lost compared to where you are now, which is 200 and...
I think it's 220 something.
220 kilos or pounds?
Pounds. Oh, honey, if we put it in kilos for those listening for Australia, it was 245 or 265 kilos down to 90 something kilos. So for those Aussies.
Which is a huge accomplishment, because if you look around, who do you know has lost over 100 pounds? Rarely anybody. So she managed to lose over 150, probably even over 200 pounds, if I'm doing my math.
Over 150 kilos and 300 pounds. It's just, I can't stop smiling about it, really.
It's a huge accomplishment. Like, I'm extremely happy for you. And you talked about your loose skin and how it doesn't affect you, and
Yeah, I certainly, because you're recording video, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, I don't hide it. For those who do see this, there's my real arm now, but I've got excess skin here. Even on this part of my arm, there's excess skin. My whole body is still covered. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this on here, but I have what I call an empty ball sack. I think it's the funniest thing in the world. I don't hide my excess skin. Hey, I earned this. Before I hid because I was huge. Why should I hide? Why should any of us hide just because someone else has an issue with some excess skin? Guess what? When we get older, we get saggy skin anyway. So I'm not going to hide just because someone has a problem with this. It's winter here at the moment, near the end of winter. But in summer, I'm going to wear a dress with a shoestring strap. I mean, I'm hot. I'm going to wear what I want. And if someone comments on my arms, guess what? I'm going to give them a lecture on how I earned these things.
Good on you.
I will whip out my before and after photo and say, hey, if you don't like it, would you rather me look like that? Because I love these things while I got them. And yeah, they're going to go.
Yeah.
I will eventually have all this skin removed, but for now, bad luck. I'm happy.
People are too quick to judge.
Oh, I am.
They don't know what's going on, like what you overcame and what you had to go through.
At 585 pounds, my life was so close to being nothing but bedridden 24 hours a day. It was so close.
Like?
I was fighting with myself to thinking, how do people get to that point where they actually do say, no more, I'm not getting out of bed. The only reason I got out of bed was to do things like shower and go to the bathroom. That was it. I really didn't get out of bed for much. I got out of bed to go to the kitchen or let my animals out. I was an extremely immobile person, and I wouldn't call it lazy because I wanted to. I really wanted to, but you can't. You are so big, you can't move. It's painful, very painful. Doing something simple as walking the length of your house, and I don't have a huge house, your pelvic bone hurts.
Mm-hmm.
All things hurt. People don't think of your pelvic bone. They think of just, oh, well, your back hurts. No, things like your pelvis hurts because you're carrying a huge amount of weight. There are complications like bladder control that people don't think of. All your weight is sitting on top of your bladder. And so you end up with a weak bladder, or not a weak bladder, a bladder that just can't control itself. Mm-hmm. People ask, as I was saying before, people make comments of how do you reach when you go to the toilet. You don't reach. You use devices, you use bidets, or someone else has to wipe for you. Because if you look, our arms don't reach. When we put our arms back, they just don't. Mm-hmm. We don't reach. We don't do things that a lot of people, and it's not they take for granted, because we do this to ourselves. We know what we're doing. We don't do things for ourselves because we just can no longer reach. Something as simple as a shower takes a very long time because we've got a lot to wash. Even for me now, it still takes a long time because I've got a lot of skin to get around. All this takes a lot, and it's even harder to wash now because it moves. And I do laugh about it, but it moves. I try to wash it. Yeah. It goes the other way. But for me personally, I hit my rock bottom, and you do need to hit your own rock bottom.
Yeah.
And I went to my doctor and dietitian and said I want to lose weight. Mm-hmm. I was ready to do it. And they put me on a shake, a very low-calorie diet shake. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay, I will do this. Went home 3 days later, I went back and said I'm not doing it anymore. And my dietitian said to me, why? My answer, because I'm not learning anything. When I stop doing these shakes, say I was on them for a couple of years, and I know people think a couple of years, wow, that's a long time, but 585 pounds, that is huge. You are not going to lose that weight in 6 months. Exactly. It is a long-term weight loss plan. So if I had have lost it on the shakes, well, what am I going to do? When I finish that, I'm going to start eating again the same way as I was before, and I'm going to put the weight back on. And so, but one of the things you actually have to learn, and that one of the hardest things I personally found with weight loss is you actually don't eat until you're full. Mm-hmm. You only eat until you're no longer hungry.
Exactly.
And that's a mind game. That is one of the biggest mind fucks you will have, is relearning, because for some reason when we're very young, and no one, please don't blame your parents for this because they probably didn't know any different either. For some reason we always think we need to eat until we are full. Like you guys do for Thanksgiving, we do for Christmas. You eat until you've got it under your belt, under your button, that sort of thing. No, we actually don't. The only thing we should do is eat until we're no longer hungry anymore. Mm-hmm. And you actually don't have to eat a huge amount of food to do that. Now, mind you, here I am, 6 years later, and I still have days where I eat until I'm full. Mm-hmm. Nobody's perfect. Mm-hmm. Nobody is. But I've learnt now. I have days where I still argue with my head about, do I want that extra? Do I want to go back and eat a little extra or not? Mm-hmm. I don't, because I don't want to end up 585 pounds again.
When you were at 585 pounds, what were you fearing? I understand, like, life come up.
Not getting out of bed. Seriously, it was the humiliation. of not getting out of bed and doing the simple things of myself going to the bathroom and having a shower. As much as any time I went to the toilet, I needed someone to wipe my own ass for me. And that was humiliating. I could not get to the point of being totally in bed to where I had to do things like go to the bathroom in bed or be bathed in bed. And I had hair, I've got short hair now, but I had hair down to my butt. I would either have to have someone to wash that in bed for me, or I'd have to cut it off and still have someone have to wash short hair in bed for me. Those things, the humiliation of that, of having to have someone else come, because my husband wouldn't have been able to do it. Someone else would have had to come in and help. The humiliation of that was beyond a joke to me. When I see people who just cannot get out of bed any longer, I think, when did they get to the point to where they actually said no more? I'm just not getting out of bed anymore to do something as simple as go to the bathroom. That terrified me. I never wanted to get to that, and I was this close to getting to that. What actually made me hit rock bottom is I was in the kitchen one day cooking dinner for my husband, and I don't know where my kids were. It was just us. And I don't even know what I was cooking, but you know how you'll just be doing something and you'll plan? I couldn't see next week. I couldn't see my next birthday. I couldn't plan anything. And it wasn't morbid as in I didn't think I was dead. I just couldn't see it. I couldn't plan it. I just couldn't do it. And so to me, I wasn't dying, but it had ended. And so that was my rock bottom. The very next day I went to the doctors and started this thing. I had gastric sleeve surgery about 18 months after I started my weight loss. And the reason I had gastric sleeve is because I was so hungry it was ridiculous. Okay? One thing you will find when you lose weight is you will often, especially a huge amount of weight, you will often lose friends. Because friends often treat you as the food source, the big person, the comfort because you're the biggest one. They hide behind you. They will not like that you all of a sudden have a great sense of confidence, and they'll think you're a horrible person because they're used to you being the one that can be walked all over. I can't be walked over anymore. I want a life, and I'm not going to let anyone hold me back now. And I'm sorry to a lot of people who are out there who may see this, hear this, and think that I'm not a bitch. I just want to travel. I want to go hiking everywhere. I miss that life. And if people want me to stay here and sit around and have drinking and just doing nothing but drinking and eating food, I'm not there for it. I'm sorry. But yes, I love you all. And yeah, I'll chill with you and have a meal and have a few drinks, but I'm gone. There is too much out there that I don't want to miss. My life is short. I've missed a huge chunk of it for being a hippopotamus, and I don't care if people get offended like that. That's the way I saw myself. I don't want to miss anymore. I have a tattoo on me here that says Life's Simple Pleasures, and I love that. I was born on an island where it was just us. I miss the nature. I miss hiking. I'm going to travel the world. I'm going to hike every goddamn country. Nobody is going to stop me. Nobody.
Good on you.
There is too much beauty in this world. I'm not missing it. And I'm starting with this damn country. And the problem is the friends that leave you because you want to do that.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to sit in this town. Now, I love this town. I live in a beautiful town, really do. And I will always come back here. But I don't want to sit around anymore. I've got a life to live now. everything. Whatever you want to do in life, no matter what it is, do it. Don't let anyone hold you back.
You see yourself say, hey, you know what? I don't want this life. I want this life. What I actually want which is to go hiking, to be more adventurous, to go on the cruise. Now that I'm losing the weight, there's people holding me back. The people in the past that saw me as this identity, now that they're seeing my identity change and I'm becoming the person I actually want to be, they're actually getting annoyed by it. So the best thing, like if I were in your shoe, you would say, hey, like, you know, we don't get along, we don't click, you know, I still care about you and stuff like that, but I'm going to continue living the life how I want to live.
Exactly. I mean, before I gained the weight, I was a hiker. I was always out there. Then I gained it and I was huge for a long time. And people, they do get comfort in the fact that you are big and you are always around. You are always home when they want you, when they need you, when they call on you.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, I then, as I started to lose weight, I just realised I just want to go back hiking again. I want out there. I want to be fishing and hiking and doing all the things that I loved again. It's not that they don't like you. It's that they're used to you being home all the time, mm-hmm. or you being available for them all the time. And it takes a lot. Either they will get used to you changing and you going back to who you really are,
mm-hmm.
or they won't. And some of them will come along with that ride and they're going to love it. Some of them are not. And you will either find they just drift off, or you may have to say, hey, exactly that. Hey, I love you to bits, but I'm who I am and it's just not working. Mm-hmm. Let's catch up for a coffee occasionally or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I've got a life to live. What's so much worse is if you let yourself get to 585 pounds or worse. You have no life. It is damn hard work to get a life back again. Don't let yourself lose it. And I know that every time someone tells you you are fat, you are huge, you need to lose weight, even your family, that the first thing you do is you hide in your room and you eat. Because we do that. It's comfort to us. It is horrible. It hurts when family says that. And you know what? It hurt me too. I would cry so bad. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. They really do mean it out of love. They just don't know how to say it. And guess what? There is no kind, polite, or nice way to tell someone they are overweight. There isn't. Never give up on yourself and keep focused, because the ones who are with you will stay with you. But regardless, it is not about them. It is about what you want for your life, because at the end of the day, it is yours to live.
I hope B's story was inspirational enough to get you to start your weight loss journey and to never look back. If you want to show some love to B, here's her Instagram. If you found a lot of value in B's message, then be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to this channel for more valuable content. And if you don't know how to get started with your weight loss journey and you need a fundamental structure, then feel free to download the free ebooks that I'm offering, which is my top 8 fat burning foods and how you can work out at home right now and lose a lot of weight. You can get access to these ebooks by clicking the link down in the description below or clicking this card up here. And if you want to learn the 3-step strategies that I use to help my clients to overcome their weight loss struggles, be sure to click in the link in the description or the card up here to join my free training class that I'm offering. And lastly, if you want to work with me, where I show you step by step on how to overcome your weight loss struggles and to lose weight, like I did with these clients up here, be sure to book a call with me to see if you qualify to join the program. This program are for those that are serious about their weight loss journey and want to see success. That's the end of this video. If you know someone that is currently struggling with weight loss and would find this video inspirational and have encouragement to start losing weight, then be sure to send this video to them and tell them to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. Peace.